Welcome, my conscious family. In this video, I will help you to understand how you can truly create something magical in your life that has never been created before. I will share with you the wisdom that is definitely going to change your life forever. So be sure to stay until the end. And I do recommend you to get a notebook and a pen. I don't have a whiteboard. Here is a picture of what I was doing on my live. I had a live with people and I'm like, oh my God, I need to film a YouTube because I want to share with my family here. Guys, it's a crazy message coming through. It's really crazy. Crazy in a good way. It's going to shift your life forever. It's time, it's time, it's time. The real reality is not what you think. 3D is not reality, as we call it. And maybe I'm going to say very much controversial stuff over here today. I don't know, but something has been coming through. And as you guys know, sometimes I feel like I don't even have a saying in which what I want to say on this channel. But if you're new here, subscribe. I do share a lot of intuitive messages and of course education on manifestation, creation, and so much more. So subscribe to my channel. But let's hop into it. I'm gonna draw again so that you guys can see it. Okay, so last night I had a vision. I don't know why, but I had a vision of a triangle in the opposite way, however it is called. Okay, right? And I felt like I saw this. Okay, here it's written 3D. Here we have 5D, and here we have 4D. I'm not going to get into, dimensions and explanations because you have so many videos on YouTube. I'm just going to share my intuitive message for you, and you can feel again intuitively if this resonates or not. So here we are experiencing life over here, right? And you can write here video game. Okay, video game. Here you can write, how do you say that in English? Program. Yeah, program. In Serbian we say program language. My brother, he works for, I think, for Microsoft now. He worked for NVIDIA. No, he works for NVIDIA now. He worked for Microsoft before. Never mind. He's in IT. Okay. So he knows how to put the program behind the application, behind the video game. So he puts a program, a certain programming, and then what we see, we get the video game. And why you have problems, why you feel stuck in your reality and you feel like you cannot change it, is because you are observing this video game as if this is the reality. Let me explain. The real reality is this one. Because when you want something and when you have desires, and we can call 5D many different things. We have Vortex. I really think, I feel like these are same things. We have field of intention, Dr. Wayne Dyer, right? We have quantum field, Joe Dispenza, quantum field. We have a field of imagination, Neville Goddard, right? 5D, whatever you want to call it, vortex, imagination. It's something that we cannot experience with our senses down here in the 3D, right? But the point is that this is more real than this, because this is past, right? With your big letters, past. I want this to really sink in. And the reason why you feel stuck is because you are observing the past and you're believing this is somehow true. And you are recreating past experiences all over again. Because what you are doing, you're observing the past, right? You're observing the past, the inner monologue, what is happening in your head. And this program, here we have, sorry, I hope you guys can see. So here we have program. Here we have video game, right? You create the program, you get to live the video game. What is inside the program? inside the program is self-image, avatar. Okay, so you're choosing, and the big word here is choosing. I hope this is filming. I need to check because this is very important. Okay, you guys, I didn't want to film, but this is very important message. So, wow. Self-image, avatar, Avatar, the movie Avatar, Interstellar, Mr. Nobody. Okay, all movie recommendations. How are you creating this? Let's go even more. So you are creating with your focus, consciousness, awareness, however you want to call it, and imagination. Okay, these are, let's say, the ABCs of the program language, the programming. Using these tools, focus, consciousness, awareness, imagination, you are constantly programming your self-image. You're choosing the avatar that you want to play in the video game. And here you are stuck in the video game thinking that you cannot escape the video game, where in fact you have the controls in your hands. Okay, you have the controls in your hands. And I'm already hearing that some of you might think, okay, where is God in all this, Irena? You mentioned God a lot of times. So I'm going to say, where is God in all of this? God is like the ocean, and you are a drop in the ocean. God is not separate from you. You are, in fact, constantly guiding source energy with your focus, attention, consciousness, and your imagination. You are guiding source energy in the direction, maybe not where you want it to go, but certainly in the direction of something. And when you use your awareness to become aware, hello, this is how powerful I am that I am, where in fact it was missing. I am that I am. I am that, comma, I am. Getting chills. And what this means, I am that I think I am. So, I'm getting chills right now. Some of you guys, I want you to listen to these messages with your heart, not with your logical brain. Okay? Here you are, stuck in the video game, thinking, I can't, I don't, I'm not, look at me, I'm not this avatar, I'm fat. It's not possible. Because this is illusion. Illusion is that you are stuck being this avatar in the video game. But you can choose. I have the vision of the GTA Vice City, the horse, when they were walking drunk after the party in this game I played as a child. Never mind. Maybe it's for somebody. If someone plays, you can write that in the comments. But, okay. So you're feeling stuck over here, and you're looking in your past. And why I'm saying past constantly, hear me out. Your programming is creating, right? The programming is creating the avatar and the game. And this, what you see right now with your senses, is showing you what your past self has created. I'm going to repeat it again. What you see right now with your five senses is what your past self has created before. So in order for you to create something new in your life, let's say you want to start a business, you want to meet your soulmate, you want to start something new, you want to make money like never before, you want money to rain on you, you cannot look at this around you and be like, there is no evidence, because what you are seeing is past. It's not real. It's past. And if you constantly put your focus, attention, awareness, and consciousness level and imagination, and when I say imagination, imagination is not just visualizing, you're constantly imagining something. If you're constantly imagining what you are also observing, this is the key sentence in this lesson. If you're constantly imagining, let me just see if it's working, guys. Yes. If you're constantly imagining that what you're observing, you're just recreating the old story, and that's why you feel stuck. But I don't care. You have to know something. I work with a client. I love her to death. Like, I literally love all my clients. But let me just share one story. And she wants to manifest something in her life, and she tells me, like, this is what happened, Irena, in the past. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. At all. It doesn't matter at all. I don't give a no what you see right now with your senses. Because yes, you can learn from your past. And yes, your past is going to help you to understand things about yourself that you want to change. And it's going to give you, like, it gives you feedback in terms of what you have been thinking and focusing on. Focus. Oh my God, I'm so passionate about this, you guys. Focusing on in the past. But if you want to create something new, and I'm going to give you a proof, okay? I'm going to give you a proof for this. If you want to create something new, you cannot do that from looking around you. You need to go inwards and change the language, change the focus, change the program. And then your avatar is going to play a new game. You want to be beautiful? Yeah, you can be beautiful, baby. You want to have money? You want to travel? You want everything in your life? You want, things to fly around you and people to worship you? Yes, 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 yes. But don't try first to find the proof in the 3D. I'm going to need the proof that I'm worthy. No, it doesn't work that way. Because in order to create something new, change the program. And this is the proof. Let's quote Nikola Tesla. Okay, what is the name? Brothers who invented the airplane. Right. I think like this. Then we have Edison. Then we have Maria Curie, right? She created I'm sorry, guys, if my knowledge is not that good, but I'm trying my best. Who invented the radium or whatever? Somebody in the comments, please help me out. Whatever. It doesn't really. This is not the point. The point is, all these people, they created something tangible in this 3D reality. But it all started from this. They were not looking around, Thomas Edison, who invented the light, and Nikola Tesla, the electricity and everything. They were not looking around, oh yeah, I'm going to find the proof. No, they had the idea, which came, of course, everything comes from God, because God is, number one. But this idea, when it came to imagination, the point is, are you going to use the idea? Are you going to actually use your focus and attention and awareness to create this into the tangible world? Or you can also say, no, I don't want this. So that's why I say, even if you're a chosen one, you can still choose to say, I don't want to answer the calling. Hello. You can choose to stay in this victim mentality. So everything that was created, that is created now in this world that we look, was once in the mind. everything started from this. Everything started from imagination. Everything started from the mind, and then it got, materialized in the three-dimensional world. Which again, why are you believing that this is real instead of? I know that I sound like a lunatic over here, but this, I'm not saying that this is not real and that you don't have responsibilities in the 3D world, because I know sometimes I had comments, somebody commented, yeah, but if a murderer is running after me and they want to kill me, how can I go to my imagination? Okay, guys, please, don't be stupid. Okay, I'm very much aware that I am living in the 3D, that I have responsibilities, I have bills to pay, which I'm doing, by the way. But if I want to create something new, I don't go from here, I go here. What would I want instead? What would I want instead? And what am I doing? You don't create reality. Listen to this now. This is also, wow, I'm getting so many downloads right now. Change happens instantly, 100%. You get the idea, you feel the shift, it happened, it's created. That reality created. Creation is instantaneously finished. But still, there is a weight in the 3D. What happens in the weight? In the weight, if you continue to put the programming with your focus, attention, and awareness and imagination on the things that you want and on the person, on the self-image of a person who has those things, it's only a matter of time. There are two questions. The first one, and the most important, is the how. The second one is the when. And we have the who, right? The how and the when belong to God. Those are not yours to answer. Never ever try to answer the how and the when. And guys, that I always like to be very practical, very practical. Even though I sound, I do consider myself, I resonate with high priestess, but I also resonate with the empress, which is birthing something in this reality, tangible. That means that I am also very logical, and I like to understand things with my brain, and I'm an overthinker, definitely. So this how doesn't mean that you don't question, how can I improve my business? That's not what I'm saying. You work on it. You change your business. You ask yourself, okay, I didn't have as many clients as I would like past month. What can I do differently? But you don't control over the how you're going to get something. Let's say it's these clients, you're not controlling, like micromanaging the process, because when you are micromanaging and controlling, you're in this energy of fear, and as we know, this repels your manifestations. So that's why when you can just focus on who do I need to become, disciplined, focused, guide my attention. Okay, let me try to talk to more people, to meet new people, to maybe have another approach. So it's not only that I'm doing something differently, but I'm also guiding my focus in this new positive energy to feel like this person who already has as many clients as I would like. So as Neville Goddard said, assume. What you assume, it becomes your reality. So instead of me trying to micromanage the how I'm going to get those clients, I actually work on my self-image to feel like a person who already has a certain number of clients. I'm just using, for example, my example because I work with clients, but it can be whatever. So I don't micromanage. It can happen in many different ways. Somebody can call me and they can say, hey, I have this happened, by the way, when I had a skincare products line. I had people call me and say, hey, we are a company, we have 100 people, we would like to order 100 packages of your products. So this is a great example, by the way, please pay attention. So I was someone who was not sleeping in the illusion of the 3D and suffering, why don't I have enough money or enough customers? But I was working on my programming language with my focused attention, thinking, believing, feeling like that avatar who already lives that reality. And I was putting in the work as if, making the reels, promoting my products, selling in the festivals, everything I was doing alone. So I was doing, but I released the need to know how the customers will come. And then they were coming in the most magical ways. Also, when it doesn't need to happen in April, in August, or when you are 31 or 32. It doesn't need to. That is just, again, these illusions that I guys constantly talk about, where you feel stuck. This is what society wants us to think, that we are not powerful, that we are stuck, that we are, oh my gosh, we are so stuck. That is not true. You're so free. You are so free. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care what you are observing in your 3D reality. I really cannot care. Because that's how much I believe in this work, and that's how much I saw this work. I was someone, I shared my story online. I was raped. I was abused. I was addicted, very much addicted, very much addicted. I had a totally different life experience. I was a completely different avatar, completely. My life was looking very much different than it looks now. It was dark. I was wearing the sunglasses of darkness, and that's what I was living in the 3D. I was constantly guiding source energy and focusing on me being the victim of my life. And then in the video game, this is what I was constantly getting back. So nothing happened in the 3D that broke the cycle, broke the pattern. The first step, awareness. Second step, break the pattern. Break the pattern. Third step, surrender, let go, detach, whatever you want. I became aware. And I said, I no longer want to be this. You have to die to your present self in order to become the new. I want you to write down in the comments right now, I am ready to die to my present self and embrace the new me. I am ready to die to the present self. It is a past self, in fact. Because the minute you decide to be somebody else, that version of you already exists. And it's only a matter of time until it materializes in the 3D. Guys, I hope you're getting what I'm saying over here. I decided to break the pattern. It can be anything. Somebody said, you're not worthy. And I said, I don't care. I did something that I never did before. I'm going to share with you one story. It was 2022. I had a breakup. It was the first time someone broke up with me. Never happened before. I'm not going to lie. 2022, right? I had a pattern. My pattern was, my life sucks. Sometimes it was good. I was already awakened, because we know that awakening is not a process. You suddenly wake up to all the truths. No, it's a process. Awakening is a process from the victim. I'm going to turn a new page because I have many things more to share. So bear with me, stay until the end. This is very powerful. But for you who, maybe, you must have attention, but I'm just going to say it. I am holding a free webinar you must come. If this resonates with you, it's for you 100%. It's called The Main Character. It's happening on the 21st of May. The link for to sign up is in the description box down below. In this webinar, I will teach you a proven system and proven tools that help me and my clients to change self-image, okay, to become the main character of your life. Because you're here to you're meant to be heard and seen. And I know who I'm talking to. I know who are my people that I'm talking to over here. Okay, hope it's filming. So we have something called awakening, right? You are awakening. You're awakening from, we have victim, right? Victim to creator, right? Conscious creator. Conscious creator. The thing is, you are still a creator, even when you are a victim. You're creating, but you're not conscious. And now you're becoming conscious. So this is awakening process. But awakening process doesn't happen overnight, because then you would go nuts. It happens slowly, in phases. You're awakening more and more and more and more, and becoming more and more aware of how powerful you are. Okay. So you are still a creator here. This is really important. So when I was a few years back, I had this breakup, and my pattern was, I was awakened to the, to some level, let's say over here. I did manifest beautiful things. I had my own business. I was making more money than my mother. I moved away from my mother. I was living alone. I was proud of myself for some achievements that I had. But I was still drinking. I still had anxiety. I was still, hiding away from my pain, from my emotions. And when this breakup hits me, this pattern was like, okay, I'm just gonna grab a bottle, go outside, go to party, like escape the emotions. But so the first part, what I already shared here, I'm gonna write again, awareness. So the first step, I became aware. I became aware that I am again doing something, believing, thinking as my old version, which I no longer wanted to be. So I remember this day like it was yesterday. I was living in this one-bedroom apartment in a building in New Belgrade. Belgrade is the city capital of Serbia, my country. And I went to the bathroom and I stood on the sink. I was crying. I was red in my face. I felt so unworthy because the person who left me, they said also it's my fault. I'm not going to get into it. I mean, I really don't have anything bad to speak about my exes or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But I just want to say that I felt like it's my fault. I felt so horrible about myself. I took up all the guilt of the breakup on myself. And my pattern was to run away from these emotions, to hate myself, to say, yeah, again, nothing is working. My love life is a mess, whatever. Instead, I went to the bathroom and I stood with my hands on the sink and I looked myself in the bathroom mirror and I said, I love you, Irena. We are going to do this together. We are going to do this. You are strong. I am here for you. You are not alone. Let's do this. And I made a decision in that moment to not be a victim anymore. I went to my room and I started searching many different ways. I think I was searching for ways to maybe make some more money. I was just doing, good things, not like searching how to hook up or go get drunk, but I was searching like how to travel. I didn't have any money. I had 150 euros in my bank account. I found an application, Trusted House Sitters. I said, I want to work, I want to travel, I'm going to do something good for myself. How this application works is that you go abroad and you take care of somebody's dog or a cat or animal, and you have basically free accommodation. But for me, this was more about I am going to stop being a victim and feeling sorry for myself and cry and drink, in my apartment. But I am going to step out of my comfort zone, do something I've never done before. I've never had a pet. I lied in my application. I said I had a pet when I was a child. I don't even remember having a pet. We had a pet in my village, but I never really took care of him. And if you want to judge me in the comments, I will just delete and block. But okay, so I said, yeah, I had animals. And this guy, he was like, yeah, you can come, you can take care of my dog. I really like you. We had a video chat, and he was like, yeah, I trust you, you can come. Mind you, you need to buy your own tickets to get there. And I had no money. And I remember being with my friend, and we were talking, and my friend was like, but how are you going to get there? Like, you don't have any money. You need to buy the tickets, the airplane tickets for yourself. Like, you just get accommodation, but you need to, in exchange, you work. I mean, you take care of a dog, and you take care of the house. It's house sitting, but you don't get the ticket planes. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know, but it's going to happen. I just feel it. I'm going. However, this is the power of the one decision that you're going to change your life. And I remember texting him, and I was like, do you know maybe some site where I can buy some cheaper tickets to come to Belgium? And he was like, yeah, don't worry, just send me your passport. I'm going to buy the tickets for you. And he bought me the tickets. And I took care of his dog, and I met his family and his daughter and son. And he offered me a job. And my whole life was completely changed in 2 months. I moved to the richest area in Belgrade, to a much bigger apartment. I started working as a model, which, by the way, I had written as my goals. I want to start making money as a digital creator. And he hired me to create digital content for his fashion brand, which I never, coming back to my point, when I never could have imagined. But in December 2022, I wrote down, when I had this breakup, I was like, I don't care, I'm going to write my goals for the next year, and I'm going to travel, and I'm going to make it. And I wrote down, start making money from digital creation. Start. I didn't even write how much money. I just want to start next year. And, make this much money. I made 3/4, not 3 times more, but 3/4 more. But I wrote it from my own brand. My whole life changed. And why did this happen? Because I became somebody new. Yes, I was still crying in Belgium. Yes, I was still even drinking. I don't, recommend, that's not what I'm saying, sharing this, but I'm just being honest with you guys. So I was still crying. I still had moments of doubt. But I broke the cycle. And immediately I was living a new life. I was a new avatar, and I was living a new video game. The third one, which I said, is surrender. That is the whole point. I didn't care. I did not care when or how. I was just living day by day, focusing on the who. I was like, I don't know how, I don't know when, everything is going to be okay. I'm just going to focus on myself. I would cry all night, and then I would get up at 7. I would walk the dog outside, crying, and I was affirming inspirational people and magical opportunities always come to my life. Inspirational people and magical opportunities always come to my life. So I was trying my best to change the who, to change the program by focus, attention, awareness, imagination. And it changed. But also What is important here is that when I was offered, it's not even that I was offered, I think I even asked him, can I work for you? That's why the action. And when he said, okay, how much money do you want? What do you want to do? I needed to step up. There was a part of me which was saying, I'm not worthy. I don't want to ask him for money. I don't know. I don't have any experience, blah, blah, blah. But there was another part of me which was like, you deserve the best. You worked as a model. You know what you're doing. You're a kind person. He would be so lucky that you work for him. So there is this line. And you are here. Okay, this is you. You are here. And here we are going to divide. Okay, here is your goal, your manifestation. Every time you wake up and you have a thought, I'm not worthy, you put one here. And then you watch my video, you get inspired, you put one here. Okay, you put one here, you put one here. The point is, you don't need to 100% fill your consciousness just with positivity. No, I still had fears. I remember in the car when he asked me, how much money do you want? My thought was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But I said it. I said the amount that I wanted to make. And he said, yes, of course, no problem. So I wasn't 100% already knew, but the change happens when this positive is, write this down in your notes, 51%. 51%, this is all it takes. It doesn't take 100% of you believing in yourself. It only takes 51% of you believing. If you can come to 51%, you will observe the change. And this is what happened. I was a changed person, 51%, no longer, and 49 was a victim, and slowly, of course, this percentage changed. But what is important here as well, that even now that I have been working on myself so much, with every choice that I do make, think, feeling, every choice I am putting myself over here. Every time I watch a reality show, it puts drama programs in my mind. And then I ask myself in the morning, why am I feeling like this? Why am I not believing in myself? What's happening here? Every time I do that, I put one here. So what are you putting inside your program? That is the question. That is the question. When the change happens, so how I see this, when you have a vision of who you want to become, and you in 1 second resonate and feel this, it's done. The creation, the manifestation is done. D-A-N. D-O-N-E. What is your next step to do? Is the 5149. Focus on the 51. What can I do more? Oh, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Why? Because it's coming from 5D. But it's gonna come the minute 51 crosses, right? 51 crosses. When it's 50-50 and the 51 crosses, that's when you're gonna observe it in the 3D. And that's what happened to me. So the change happened the minute I decided. The minute I decided in that one-bedroom apartment, I said, I'm no longer going to be a victim. The minute the reality was created, the bridge of incidents will unfold for you. You don't have to know. I had zero clue what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, but I was focusing on who and the timeline. 1 second it was done. But the point was, the more I was doing the affirmations, the breathing, the tarot, the focus, all of these are tools. You don't need to do the tarot, you don't need to do the crystals, you don't need to do any of these things, because these are just external, tools to use. But I said that it was beneficial for me. It was helping me to guide my focused attention on what I want instead, okay? And that's when the 51 crosses, I was in the new reality. And still, this is very important, even when I was in the new reality, I still had fears. I was crying. I remember the day I was in my bathroom in the new rich apartment, and 5 moths. I don't know if you know this animal. It's not a butterfly, it's a moth. They are a symbol of transformation. 5 of them were in my bathroom, and I was sobbing and crying on my bathroom floor, thinking, I am an imposter. I don't deserve to live in the richest area. Who am I? What am I? And this happened because these people who rented the apartment, I had everything fancy new, washing machine, and I've never had this before. I always washed my dishes with my hands. And the guy who was the owner, he was like, you don't know anything, you're a princess, you're spoiled, you never use the machine. But in fact, I never used the machine because I was washing my dishes with my hands. And I was crying so much because I felt like I don't even know how to turn on the dishwasher machine. Why am I here? I don't deserve this and this money. And I was just like sobbing, feeling so unworthy. But that's what I'm saying to you. It's 51:49. You don't have to be 100. It's 51:49. And I was crying and sobbing, and the thought crosses my mind, which was like, Irena, I just want to go back to my mom. I want to stay with my mom. I don't know if I can do this. And again, I had a choice. You're always presented with a choice. I had a choice to either run away or to step up. And you can, of course, imagine what I did. I always choose to step up. I'm never, ever gonna bend down because I know how reality works. Even if I am at the bottom. And of course, when I made that choice again in that bathroom floor, and I stood up and I said, I'm gonna stay in this apartment because I deserve all of this. I worked for this. And I don't mean physically pushed rocks, but I worked heavily energetically to change my avatar, to experience this new life. And then I was breathing and regulating my nervous system, and it became my new norm. That amount of money and that lifestyle became my new norm. So come to the webinar. It's going to be so powerful. So powerful. It's called The Main Character for a reason, and I had so many intuitive nudges and calls and messages that I'm going to share with you on the webinar. It came through as a vision, this webinar. I wasn't Googling, oh, what is the name of the webinar should be? But it came like the main character, because you're awakening in the simulation and you are realizing this is your video game. You are the avatar. Okay, you guys, I hope this really helps you so much. It's coming from my heart. I love you guys so much. I want to show my sincere appreciation so much. Okay, I love you, appreciate you, and can't wait to see you at the webinar. Okay, stay conscious and remember to have fun.